Are you overwhelmed by the to-do list? Maybe you have so much to do, you're not quite sure where to start. Hello, it's Alex from the Archer and Olive Ambassador team. In this video, we're going to look at 5 journal ideas to help you manage and better cope with a long to-do list. These ideas will include methods to prioritise and break down your to-do list into smaller chunks, whether you're studying, working, or trying to juggle family life. For more on the pages that we're looking at today, don't forget to take a look at the Archer and Olive blog, where I go through them in more detail. There, you can also find a link to some printables of these pages for you to easily print and include in your own journal. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more inspiration from the Ambassador team at Archer and Olive. If using paper to keep your to-do lists, all you really need is a notebook and a pen. I do find a visually appealing task list is more inviting, so in addition to a journal, some of the ideas I'm sharing today could also use pens, such as the calligraph brush pens. These come in a broad range of colours, with one wider tip, perfect for headers, and the other end has a narrow tip, which is ideal for smaller details. It's always nice to add some simple decoration too, and Archer and Olive have some lovely themed washi and stickers. You will also find a ruler useful for these pages. Got the dot grid planning stencil here. The first page I'm going to create is an It Can Wait page. I first created this page last summer when I felt overwhelmed at the end of the school year. There were so many things I hadn't managed to achieve, and I knew that most would have to be put off on hold until autumn, when the children went back to school. This is an A5 size, and I'm going to use the calligraph brush pen. I first ensure that I have space for my header, and using the broader tip of the calligraph brush pen, I write it in. I'm going to call it It Can Wait. And then you need to think about the categories that you would want to divide your to-do list into. These will vary for everyone. I'm using the smaller tip of the calligraph brush pen for the smaller letters of the subheadings. I've chosen work, house and garden. I'm also going to use some washi tape. It's always nice to add some simple decoration to your page. Washi tape is a lovely quick way to do it. So there we have our simple spread to hopefully help you break down tasks that can wait until you have more time. For the next page, I'm going to show you how I've managed an overwhelming to-do list by breaking it down into sections. A must, should and want. For this page, I'm using the planner stencil from Archer and Olive to divide my page into 3 sections and then add some side headings, must, should and want, along with bullet points ready for the list of tasks. Washi tape is a really quick and easy way to add decoration to your page. The idea of this spread will allow you to prioritise the essential tasks in the must list, things you should be doing but that aren't priority in the should list. And the want list is usually where I include things that I would like to do as a reward once I've achieved some of the other tasks, like have a quiet coffee. Next, some of you may have heard of the Eisenhower matrix, but have you tried it in your journal? To start with, we're going to use a pencil and ruler to create a quadrat of 4 squares. You'll find a writing pen and calligraph brush pen useful for this page. I'm going to use the finer tip to add titles: urgent, not urgent, important, and not important. I've then used the black Archer and Olive fine liner to go over the lines. So the idea for this is that any tasks that are in this area would be your do first, urgent and important, that have a clear deadline. Any tasks in this area you'd schedule. They're important still, but they're not urgent. If they're not important, but urgent, maybe you don't have to personally do them. Maybe you could delegate some. And here in the non-urgent, perhaps you might find some that are neither urgent nor important. Archer and Olive have a fantastic selection of stickers to add to such pages. keep them a bit more interesting. I might be more likely to use them. So I'd often have a look through the stickers I've already got to include them. I then add my tasks based on whether they are urgent and important, not urgent and important, urgent but not important, and then finally things that aren't important or urgent, but that would be nice to achieve one day. This is a great way to break down your tasks if you're feeling overwhelmed. If I'm honest, most months I feel overwhelmed by the tasks I need to achieve, and I often just include a dashboard page in my bullet journal to help manage them. This is a page at the start of my month that I use to break down the to-do list by type. I can collate anything left outstanding from the previous month and leave space to think ahead to the next month too. Categorise my to-do lists by buying, things I need to buy, online orders or admin when I've got time to sit at the computer, phone calls when I've got a quiet hour to make them, and including things I want to watch because it's important to have some downtime too. Sometimes alongside this journal spread, I include a brain dump page for an additional space to jot down all the things as I think of them. I feel this type of page is perfect to help when your mind feels full and it's more important to just write the things down rather than categorise them at this stage. Here's another example in my bullet journal of this type of page, this dashboard page. So my to-do list at the start of the month is often substantial, but it might be that I haven't actually set up my weekly pages yet, or I'm not quite sure when I'll have time to achieve the tasks. So I keep a running to-do list through the month at the start of the monthly setup. I might have a top 3 tasks, essential tasks that I have to do that month, like here, and then the other tasks might be broken down into things that do need to get done but aren't urgent, phone calls to make, anything I need to buy that month online or in the shops, things I want to plan, so thinking ahead to the following few weeks and months. Often there's room for notes too, and again, things that I might want to watch and listen to make sure I have some downtime and time to relax too. If I am feeling overwhelmed by the to-do list, I often find that just getting creative in my bullet journal helps. I don't feel guilty about using the time to be creative because it also feels like I'm being productive by creating visually aesthetic to-do lists. Recently I've enjoyed using my Archer and Olive Wellness Planner. Sometimes the mindful colouring pages or some lettering and doodling can help me unwind just enough to feel less overwhelmed and better ready to make a start on my tasks. Thank you for watching today. I hope you find those ideas helpful next time you're feeling overwhelmed by your to-do list. Don't forget to take a look on the Archer and Olive blog for some printables so you can quickly and easily create these pages in your journal. You can also subscribe to these videos so that you don't miss any more helpful inspiration and ideas from the Archer and Olive Ambassador team.